process. So I'm repeating again and again, the focus must be on the process. So what do I mean by this? Like, what did you understand by this? When I say focus should be on the process, what do you understand from it? Hmm? Okay, बस काम करके जा, फल की चिंता ना करना. Okay. So do your work, don't worry about the fruits. Okay. So any other interpretations?
Daily things must be.
So the focus must be on the daily tasks. Okay. Focus on what you are preparing. Okay. Then, so what is the process in your case? Now again I will repeat. Okay. Now you people have come from various parts of some people from various parts of India and various parts of Karnataka and various parts of Bangalore also. Right. So all of you have gathered in this classroom right now. So with one aim of cracking this civil services examination. Right. So what is going on in your mind right now? Like whether you are listening to the class or whether you are sleeping or whether you are, thinking about something else. So what exactly is happening in your mind? Like what are you thinking right now? You want to become. So all of you have come with this hope that at any cost you have to crack this examination. So I'm 100% sure you are not here for cracking sub-inspector exam. No, right? Not KS exam. Maybe later, but right now not, right? So the only goal is UPSC. And I will tell you that to crack this UPSC examination, there is a way forward. There is a method, right? So there is a method, there is a way forward, there is a framework. If you follow that framework, so that framework is nothing but the word I'm repeating, the process, right? So we have a process in place, right? And the process is what you need to follow dedicatedly. And you have to follow that process dedicatedly, keeping in mind that next 2 years you have got placed in a company, right? Assume that, like you believe that within you that you are not unemployed, you are not useless, you are not a loser, and you are not failure or anyone, but you are someone without salary, somebody who is, right, given certain employment, right? That employment is nothing but preparing for this examination without worrying about anything else. I know for some people there is problem of money. I know for some people there is problem of, other commitments. You may have to take care of your parents. You may have health issues. You may have sibling problems. Some, back home there may be some problems. So everyone has some problem. The degree varies, but everyone has problems. So nobody is free of any problem. Now, if you treat this entire preparation as your job, and this idea of treating this entire preparation, from day one, listening to the class, writing answers, solving MCQs, going back home, reading NCERT, revising it, next day, coming, making notes, this continuation of this process, this idea of treating it as job, it is not mine. Like I got it from another topper. So we had, like one guy sitting in the classroom, like rank 5 Jaydev, right? So in 2019 he got rank 5, he was OGP 2019 student. Somehow he stuck with the institution. He graduated from National Law School, directly landed at Insights, enrolled to the classroom program. So there is Sudeep sir, his mentor, and me, like we both were his personal mentors. So he didn't go to any institution for anything, not even for mock interviews. He was not willing to go. So I had to tell him, you give mocks in other institutions. So in one of interactions we conducted here with him, he said that he basically treated this as a full-time job, right? So what do you do when you consider something as full-time job? Has anyone worked here in any company? Okay. So what do you do? You'll be there by 8 o'clock if you have to be by 8 o'clock, right? And then, so whatever task is given to you, you will do it. And then you come back after you complete your that day's duties, responsibilities. So and then you come back home, right? You will either will commute through your own bike or bus, and something you do. So why? So why don't you take a break like 3 days? Why don't you feel low and stay at home and watch movies or like the serial killer series, bank robbery series, in one go? You won't do that, right? Like when you are working, why? Hmm? Because you are getting salary. Okay. Then commitment. So responsibility and commitment. Like why do you feel committed to that job?
because they are doing
Because you have accepted it. Okay. Once you have accepted it, you continue to do it, right? So whether you like it or don't like it, you are going every day. So the reasons may be, there may be a social life in the company, right? You may be liking a girl in the company or boy, I don't know, secondary. But the most important reason is that, right? What is that? Hmm? Not acceptance. Hmm? Anyone who has worked in these companies, any company, Google, Amazon, hmm? Fear of boss. Okay, no other options. Good. Deadline. Okay. So it's combination of all the reasons. There is no single word. So starting with the commitment itself. You are committed not only because you are going to get salary, it's because it gives meaning to your life. Right? That you are respected and you have that self-esteem, self-respect within you. It gives meaning to your day-to-day life. You can tell people that you are working somewhere. So that is one reason. Secondly, as he said, there is no other alternative. Right now, you don't have alternative. You may be having hobby or interest, but right now there is no other alternative. Into this preparation, you have to bring similar mindset. It's not easy, but if you bring that mindset, so that is what I witnessed in the case of Jaydev, right? So I had another student long ago in 2014, Neha Kumari. After that, he was the one in whom I saw that kind of commitment, right? That kind of clear thinking that this is the goal that I am pursuing. This is the institution. These are the people that I have trusted. I need to be consistent. To be consistent, I need to consider it as my full-time job, right? So he never judged anything, anyone, right? And so I wish. So I'll just have an email, right? I'll read. So not email from him. So he is sending students to take guidance from our institution, and then next year so many law students from National Law School came and joined here also. So from all the top universities, colleges, students are enrolling here. So one of them recently wrote mains, and he had taken our test series, and then he wanted guidance with respect to filling the detailed application form. You know what is DAF? We call it a DAF, detailed application form. What is it?
before the interview.
Before the interview, you fill where you mention all your hobbies, interests, everything, right? So there, while reading them, of course, I don't want to reveal his name or any personal things. So I was like, so there are like 20, 30 achievements. So he was finalist in national, Kaun Banega Karodpati, and then the NDTV quiz winner, IDFC. Like there are like 3, 4 international quiz or something, and he's a doctor. Like so many things, like all kinds of Olympiads he has cracked. And so I was happy, not surprised. I used to be surprised like 2 years ago. Now I am happy that we are attracting those kind of students, because Jaydev was already brilliant, was already intelligent, trusted in the process here, right? So it sometimes happens that you may know more than a teacher also, right? So you may have so many extracurricular academic achievements that we can never think of, right? But leaving them aside, leaving his entire ego aside, right? Doesn't matter where he came from, who were his parents, he trusted the process. And then he started sending more people, and that is why one of the reasons why our ranks increased last year also. And this year also it will increase because there are many students like him who have taken classes, mains test series, and they will also get very good ranks. And it is increasingly happening that within the institution we are getting more ranks now. So what I mean by it is those who are joining the classroom program, then they are either in the first attempt clearing prelims or almost clearing prelims. So I am seeing that people who enrolled here 1 year before the prelims, those who gave the prelims, they are scoring in the range of 80 to 90. Some of them are clearing it also, right? So that's a very healthy trend. That's a very, so I cannot promise you that next year everyone will crack the examination. I will be very dishonest, right? So what we promise, I can promise here is that we will do justice to the process, conducting classes regularly. Sometimes if the teacher is not well and all, small up and downs will take place, but on a largely the things will be normal. And we will keep on telling you to write answers from day one. So most other people don't believe that you can write answers from day one, but we here believe that you can write answers from day one, and you should write answers from day one. So there is no shortcut to success. Only if you improve your skills of answer writing, right? Thinking on your own, able to comprehend things, the complex things you read and you listen, and if you are able to simplify them and put in your own words, if you keep on working on these things, the success will happen. So I was earlier telling there is a method to it. So many people call this uncertain public service commission, right? So definitely there is uncertainty with the examination, but there is a way to make it more certain going forward. So how do we make it certain? So we will ensure that you practice these many number of questions so that the fear of prelims is removed. Because our test series is one of the best test series available. So there is another test series and our test series, like two test series, almost everybody solves in the entire India. So when you are doing them in the classroom environment, you will realize that right now your score is low, but you will go on improving it with the feedback of mentors and teachers in the class. So in the month of April or May, when you start giving these exams, you will know that whether you are clearing prelims or not based on the scores you will get in the test series. So if you start getting 100 plus in our tests by that time, by next April, then it is certain that you are going to crack prelims. Provided you sleep well, right, one day before the exam, provided you maintain that calmness, coolness, because most of the times what happens, people lose calmness, they become anxious again because of focus on the outcome, that I must crack this prelims. So never tell yourself from day one to so coming days that at any cost you have to crack this examination. Never tell yourself, right? Focus one day at a time. And mains also, because you are doing answer writing from like 1 year before the next attempt. After prelims, 3 to 3.5 month gap will be there. There will be n number of tests. And with respect to answer writing, we keep attracting the best of the students here. And we have best of the mentors who will personally guide you, right? So for instance, like we have a topper like rank 100 something who benefited from the institution, who is guiding students here for time being, since he is doing voluntarily because he got benefited out of gratitude he is doing. So like that we have many toppers who keep doing that. So they keep telling you how to write better answers. So that will also make your mains certain. So we understand the competition because of All India presence, All India test series, and we'll tell you exactly who is writing the best in this test series and how you can reach or beat those answers. So you have to be in this process, you have to be willing to go through this rigorous process, right? It is not going to be easy for you. And then again, interview, I should tell you, last year like I personally took around 500 plus marks, right? For out of 2000 candidates, I only took 500 plus, not number of marks, for number of people like 500 plus toppers, not toppers, like people who gave interview, out of them around 190 became toppers. Akshay Simha, right? So he was OGP student, classroom student like you, and guided him for interview as well. He scored second or third highest marks, second highest, I think 212, second highest marks in the, that was the first highest last year. This year it is the second highest marks. So there is certainty with respect to interview guidance also. So if you crack prelims, so we are very much fond of our OGP student, classroom students, right? So we give you extra attention, then the mains will be there. After mains, so this relationship, this support will continue even after you complete the coaching, right? So I never, even in my mind or even in dream, I think that those who have joined right now will cease to become students next April or May, or after next mains, right? So it might happen that you may not clear and you may need support. You are always welcome here, right? So we give you offer like free prelim test series, discounted mains test series, and free guidance. Like till you crack the examination, like we won't charge for guiding you. It can be crucial decisions, continuous answer writing guidance, right? You may write answers regularly, you may want to show them, you can avail them, right? So that is one thing that I don't know if other institutions are doing, like we keep doing it. And our USP at InsightsIAS is that we keep attracting senior students more and more. Maybe because of this policy, or maybe because of the quality and also our openness. So most of the people who have written mains, people who have given interviews, they usually don't walk into the institution and come again for answer guidance and all, but they keep coming because of quality faculty, mentors, and everything. Now everything comes down to one thing. Now we have set up, you have come here, all dreams, baggage, and everything. Now you have to make use of the available resources here, right? So in every orientation session, I have one question, right? One what do you call, enigma or kind of puzzle, right? That keeps haunting me. That why everyone who pays fees and enrolls to these classes do not make use of the resources, right? For example, if I give 50 students to a mentor, so only 5 to 6 people will be regular with him or with her. So we have many mentors. So everyone will not go to them. So I haven't decoded it yet. So I can attribute reasons: they are distracted, deviated, maybe they have inferiority complex, maybe they haven't done the work, they haven't written the answers, maybe they don't want to show, or maybe they are very smart that they know everything or something. Maybe combination of all factors, but I don't see everyone, coming and making use of the facilities. The moment that happens, right? And we have resources, like don't worry that, like, so for me, like, because everyone comes, you may have to wait, but there are mentors and faculties, you don't have to wait so much, right? So they will be sitting here after the class, you can go and talk to them. The moment you make using, the moment you start making use of, their talent, their experience, so the benefit is that you will see constant improvements, right? These constant improvements, incremental improvements, collectively will bring the result, right? But if you don't go to them, you never know that what kind of mistakes you are making, right? So this exam is not a rocket science. It's about reading NCERT textbooks. It's about reading any one newspaper, the Hindu or the Indian Express or Live Mint or something. So we will be having preparatory classes for you from today onwards, afternoon, for 1 week, where we will tell you how to read newspapers, how to make notes, right? How to read textbooks, right? So how to follow the timetable, so that you properly understand the entire process. So those classes will take place. So those things you have to follow here. So it's not a rocket science in the sense that all of you are equally capable, everyone sitting in the room. It is about how you make use of the things, how you take these things into consideration, right? That ultimately will decide the outcome.